welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. Hello. Bring you closer. Alright, I don't have the internet, so I can't upload this until like tomorrow, hopefully. But I am gonna do a reading. There's a lot going on in the world. Civil War has officially started in LA. So send your energy there if you have some. Remember that when things pop off, no matter where it is, it does affect us all, because if and when the powers that be get defeated, that is how we all follow suit, right? And vice versa. So pay attention to tactics being used, pay attention to gear being used, pay attention to what's going on. It does affect you, even if you are not in LA. Alright. The front line is everywhere, okay? So with that in mind, let's check out some collective energy. Watching How I Met Your Mother. Bought it on DVD. So I'm really happy that I was really annoyed that we didn't have the internet, obviously. But I'm really happy because, as you know, if you've been on my channel, I've been prepping to not have the internet, so I've been buying CDs and DVDs. So this was like a little test run, and I realized what all I need and what I'm missing. So I just bought a whole lot more DVDs and CDs. TV shows like The Gilmore Girls, like Pitch Perfect. I don't have Pitch Perfect on DVD. That's like my favorite. That's my go-to movie. Any day I need a pick-me-up. So yeah, this was a good test run. Niall did a lot better than I thought he would too without his tabby. We have the Knight of Swords coming out. We have Justice. We have the Six of Pentacles. We have the King of Cups. We have the Emperor. Ooh, hello. We have the High Priestess. Damn. This is okay. Okay. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Nine of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. We have the Knight of Wands. Wow. This is a divine love reading. Divine union. Two of Cups coming out as I say that. This is a divine love reading. This is speaking to the journey of the masculine energy within the divine union. We have Judgment. We have Six of Wands. What else? For those of you wondering, I am using the Light Seers Tarot. The illustrations are incredible. Best I've ever worked with, quite frankly. I really like the Good Tarot as well, but these are the best. Okay, we have Ten of Swords, the Empress. Yep, we have the Emperor and the Empress. Holy fucking balls. The King of Pentacles, the Five of Swords. Okay, we've got the Sun on the bottom of the deck. Damn. So, we're just going to pull these two out. This is a divine love reading between the Empress and the Emperor. I spoke to this a couple readings ago. I don't remember which one it is, so I'll repeat it. The Emperor and Empress energy have graduated all of the suits and lessons of the tarot deck within the major or the minor arcana. So we have Wands, Swords, Pentacles, and Cups. So emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical balance. You can only step into this energy once you have overcome challenges within all of those fields. Once you've reached that king or queen aspect within both, or within all of those suits, that is when you are in Emperor and Empress energy. Now, as I see this, because the Lovers and the Two of Cups are here, those are the two love cards of the deck. This is an external love reading. However, for those of you who aren't quite there yet, you're still working on embodying your own Emperor and Empress energy. Remember that energy is everything, and we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. We can all nurture and protect and provide. Once we also are able to really find that balance between our own Emperor and Empress energy, we get that divine love, that person who is aligned to us. Alright, I'm going to keep these two up at the top, and what we're going to do is explore this journey through these other cards, okay? Alright, let me organize a little bit. I'm just gonna start putting things up here. Okay. Two of Cups and Lovers. Just let me organize. Yeah, we have a lot of mirrored energy within these, and I will show you. Just give me 1 sec. Okay. Damn. The growth that has occurred with this is immense. It's huge. Alright, let's go through it. Alright, the first thing I want to talk about is, so I'm just going to be, this is what I have here, just so you can see. I don't usually do readings like this. My Emperor just fell. I usually do a grid, but because this is telling a story, I am seeing similar energies like this. So, here we go, okay? Alright. To get to this point, this Lovers and Two of Cups energy, which is the justice received from doing your own personal healing and growth, right? Being able to fulfill your own happiness. The Sun card is all about fulfillment. Being able to be in this King of Cups energy, this emotional stability, regardless of what challenges come, right? You have had to overcome overthinking, victimhood. You've had to walk away from everything that has caused you pain. The 10 of Swords in the traditional deck is someone who has been stabbed by 10 swords in their back. The swords are represented by these crows or ravens in this deck, which also have an ominous meaning for some. But being able to walk away, 10 of Wands in the traditional deck is this photo of someone like holding all of these rods up, having the whole world on their shoulders, right? So if you're holding the whole world on your shoulders with a back full of fucking swords, it takes a lot of strength to get out of that situation, okay? It takes a lot of strength to stay in that situation, but we don't want to stay in something like that. So this is the acknowledgement of that path. This is the acknowledgement of, yeah, you've been through fucking shit. And you've chosen yourself time and time and time again. With these two here, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is all about integrity, taking a leap of faith, running after what you want. And clearly the Knight of Wands is about beating to your own, or dancing to your own beat. I always get this saying wrong. Either way, it's about being, you know, unapologetically you. Both of these energies are giving that. We have this wild stallion in the back as well. Something that can't be tamed. Can only be like, not tamed, but what is this word? I'm getting condensed, but it's not even that. It's like maybe people wanted you to condense yourself. Maybe people wanted to keep you stuck, and you were like, you've been like, no. And that's giving this energy too. You've been open to what may come, right? With the Three of Wands. You've been riding the waves as they come. You've been standing in your main character energy, right? On your own, right? You've been working very hard with the Nine of Pentacles here. And so judgment is being called, right? You've stepped into this magical, the High Priestess is all about understanding your magic, utilizing magic, understanding your connection to the divine, and harnessing that for the betterment of humanity. That's what Emperor and Empress energy are. That's why this is a divine union reading. If you're not in service to humanity, if you are still seeking low vibrational activities such as materialism or, entertainment by the Matrix, then this might not be a reading. This is a reading for people who have done the work for themselves to, bring in their own abundance by opening their connection to divine, right? Wow, I love this. I'm going to pull this sun out. Let's see if there's anything else. So what about the future? Okay. We have Five of Cups in reverse. I'm not really doing reversals for this, but it's kind of a lack mentality, so that's more than likely something you've had to overcome. Ace of Cups, the Tower, the Moon, the Page of Wands, the Page of Swords, Seven of Wands, and the Fool. Towers are often seen as, Tower cards have a negative connotation to them. The Tower is about great change, sudden change. I think as human nature, people have a hard time with change. So that's kind of why it gets a bad rap. But ultimately, Tower is usually some sort of divine intervention that we might not really be excited about, but, a lot of the times when we aren't in this Emperor or Empress energy, and even when we are, we can't really see everything, right? We work alongside the divine, so we just have this faith, right? We have this ability to know that no matter what we're going through, we're going to be caught, and we're going to be led, and we're going to be okay. And maybe the Tower moment is how the Emperor and Empress come together. Maybe it's the meet cute, right? Meet cute is the word within a movie when the two characters meet each other. We have the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords here. Very much giving similar energy. Following through your ideas, being able to lead yourself to more stability. A page is before king and queen. So it's this process of getting yourself to this energy, continuing to follow your ideas, continuing to, take a stab at things regardless. Not allowing yourself to get bogged down by whatever you're going through is also what and how we embody Emperor and Empress energy. We have the Seven of Wands here. Very much stability, finding stability within yourselves. Maybe you've taken time. This is giving me Hermit energy, which is Virgo energy, and Hierophant energy, which is the divine masculine of the High Priestess, which is out here. But giving yourself that bubble and space to find your own balance is necessary in order to bring in an equal counterpart, right? Not moving too fast through whatever it is you're going through. We have the Ace of Cups, which is a love offering. from one heart to another, an equal give and take of reciprocity. And we also have the moon, which is Piscean energy in the tarot, and also can speak to this balance of light and dark. You see the two wolves. There's this saying about how everyone embodies a light wolf and a dark wolf, and that's kind of the internal conflict. Well, that's also speaking to masculine and feminine energy. The feminine is the dark, the masculine is the light. So making sure that we have that balance within ourselves, right? Moon energy is also very much, like I said, it's ruled by Pisces, so it's fluid, it's ever changing, it's deep, it's depth, it's knowing yourself at this depth that no one else does except your divine counterpart, because they've also gotten to that point within themselves. This is beautiful. So, if you aren't quite in union, trust and believe with the Tower and the Fool here. See, your justice is coming. There's a lot of major arcana on the table. Major arcana are like, oh, we've got the Devil at the bottom of the deck. Make sure you're careful of any trickster energy or energy that is trying to get you back into this Nine of Wands energy, which is your own self-imposed bondage. I'm not taking the Devil, but Four of Wands here. Anyway, hang on, let me do these two quick. Sorry, I'm having a conversation with my own brain. Six of Swords is about walking away continuously from things that no longer serve you, right? Which is very much the embodiment of this Fool energy, right? Like, I'm just gonna keep walking away if it doesn't feel right, knowing that eventually what's meant for me will be meant for me. And this is very much giving this graduation from this Seven of Wands energy into the World energy. And the Empress is, pregnant with the world, okay? So, like, take whatever time you need to be protective of yourself, understanding that you will graduate to this point of the universe working for you, right? It's giving center of the universe, but not in an egotistical way, right? You're going to have to go through ego deaths to get to the Emperor or Empress energy. But being not necessarily pregnant with human life, but pregnant with ideas, pregnant with movement, pregnant with what's next, right? Allowing those things to again flow through you from higher up. Taking, the Emperor and Empress is honestly, it's this commitment with whatever you believe to work on their behalf as a human on this plane of existence. A lot of people call it Christ consciousness, but Christ was only one of the prophets. Muhammad was a prophet. There's been lots of, I'm laughing because I'm thinking about Mormonism, but there's been lots of prophets in different geographic locations within the world, within ancient history, who have brought these teachings for humanity. And in this time, we are in prophetic times, which is why divine unions are coming together, because we need great love in order to overcome the evil on this planet. I mean, it sounds like a fairy tale, but there's a reason that we're fed that stuff. Four of Wands is, in the traditional tarot, a card of like nuclear family, building a stable foundation. In this deck, it's very much community. So, I mean, I would say both meanings are present within this story. I don't have a lot of guidance for this. I don't think that whoever is watching this needs a lot of guidance. I mean, your progression of self, your progression through the minor arcana, through the lessons of, again, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, are all present, and that's how you're going to call in your divine partner. Do not settle. Do not settle for anything less than that. If you start talking to someone and there's something off, allow the tower to fall. Allow, you have to continue staying committed to this path and working with the divine. So when you feel like something's not quite right for you, ask the divine for clarification, right? But you've gotten to a point, if you're embodying Emperor and Empress energy, that you know when something is for you and you know when it is not. So trust that, right? This is also very much, yes, it's a divine love reading, but it's also about this process of continuing to trust yourself and your intuition above all else, right? Again, walking away from what no longer serves you, walking away from people, places, things, behaviors, habits, geographic locations, jobs, careers that no longer serve you. I had a situation this week I'll share. I'm on the Empress path. I embody the divine feminine. I am really excited to meet my pair. First of all, I had a dream this week where I saw a face. I met someone in the astral realm, which I don't usually do, but it felt like a divine fated meeting of my divine masculine, because I've been feeling this energy for so long that I think the Empress or the divine feminine has cultivated a spiritual space for the divine masculine. The divine masculine in turn provides a physical space for the divine feminine. That's what this energy looks like, right? This portal is speaking to the spiritual realm, right? The divine feminine embodies the ability to have access to other realms of existence, while the Emperor is, he's very stable, grounded on this planet, ready to provide. Now, I had this dream this week, but I don't know if it was this. Right? So I'm allowing, again, like I just advised everyone who's watching, I'm allowing the universe to guide me through it. As a divine feminine, I'm also have to be in my receiving energy, which is very hard for me because I think under patriarch, most women, well, I don't like the generalization of most, but it is true. Most women lead with their masculine energy. We don't really have a safe space for us to really embody this unless we are at home alone, right? When we're out in the world, we have to be in our masculine energy for the most part, to meet violence and patriarch as it comes, right? Anyway, all that to say is, I lost it. I lost that thought. Being in your receiving energy. I'm not supposed to be searching for the answers. I'm supposed to be allowing them to come. If you are someone who's trying to embody their Emperor energy, you are the one to pursue. The feminine will be waiting forever for you to pursue. The feminine is not supposed to pursue a divine masculine, just so you know. So if you resonate with the divine masculine or Emperor path, you need to step fully into that, I'm getting lions, that full lion energy, and pursue the feminine. Again, energy is not anatomy. It's how you feel on the inside. Is that a chess piece that he's holding? Is he sitting on Mars? Looking at this Emperor card, there's a lot of symbology I haven't looked at. But anyway, I would say it's here. It's almost here. It doesn't, the Ten of Cups didn't come out, which is emotional fulfillment. I often see the Ten of Cups similar to the Sun energy. But with the Lovers, Two of Cups. Also just want to say, it's illustrated in these cards. That's why one of the reasons I like them is because of the diversity. But most of the times, divine unions have some sort of they're going crazy, of societal taboo, right? So there's an age difference, there's a cultural difference, there's a physical appearance difference, there's a skin difference, there's an ethnicity difference, there's some sort of difference. Why? Because, again, as divine unions come together, they become models of this great love that is possible. There's a lot of decolonizing and emotional, like shadow work also has to be done in order to get to this Emperor and Empress energy, in order to call in your love, right? And I think within these times, it's so important that we think outside those boxes, right? And so that's another thing. The Emperor and Empress, in all of these cards, there's a skin or ethnicity difference, right? There are lots of things. This one has a big age difference, right? This is giving very much wild, and this is giving very much order. So that's the thing. Divine unions are all about embodying the contradictions of life and loving each other anyway, right? I want to count how many major arcana are here, because there's a fucking lot. So let me do that quick, and then I'm gonna let you guys go. But I feel like there's just one last lesson, or one last message with these major arcanas. There's 21 major arcanas altogether. Number is Justice. 11, 16, 0, 19. Okay, I'm just putting these in chronological order for you quick, and we're gonna run through these. Like I just said, the Devil's here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull it out for the sake of this. So you can kind of have this illustration of how the major arcana works. The Fool's Journey. Taking this leap of faith. Number 2, so that's 0. We're missing the Hierophant, which is the masculine aspect, which is the number 1. And then we have the High Priestess, which again is that connection to divine. And then we have the Empress and the Emperor. We're missing number 5 of the major arcana. I don't know what it is. I can't think of that right now. Anyway, then we have the Lovers. Then we have Justice. Then we have the Devil. You receive your justice by overcoming the temptations of what the devil presents you, right? Like I just said, if I don't think I ever finished that story. I reconnected with a friend of mine from forever ago. Like, we were friends since middle school, but it wasn't a healthy relationship at all, and we were friends for over 20 years. And we went no contact a couple years ago, and then I don't know why, I think it must have been the devil. I reached back out, or like made reconnection. She's been very present on my social media, so I was like, you know what? We have a friend who passed away, drug overdose, suicide. There's kind of an open air about that. But I saw something that reminded me of him. There's this guy that I found on TikTok that like looks like him a lot. So I reached out to her to show her, and I shouldn't have. It reopened a lot of avenues for, you know, I've grown way too much. I'm embodied. I'm in Empress energy. I literally, this is like the peak of growth. And she's very much still in a 10 of Swords energy. So I was like, yeah, we talked for like 2 days, and I couldn't do it anymore. So I feel like whatever that is for you, and my internet went out the day that I reconnected with her, and I took that as a sign from the universe of this is not the right thing for you. And so that's what I mean by being able to understand the information you're receiving in this high priestess energy, right? Being able to discern what is right for you and what is not, right? Otherwise, you're just gonna find yourself in a motherfucking tower moment, okay? So we have the devil, the tower, the moon energy, the sun, and judgment, and the world is here. I don't think I pulled the world. The world is the last of the major arcana. So we're only missing like 5 major arcana. Tempress. We have a lot of major arcana. We're missing the Tempress, which is all about balance. And the Hierophant, which is like, again, the masculine aspect of the magical. There's a couple more I can't think of. The Hanged Man, getting yourself stuck in a hanged position. This is not common. It's not common for major arcanas to show up like this. It's just not. There's still all of these minor arcanas on the table. There's a couple more minor arcanas, but either way, I hope this helped you understand the journey. I hope this helped you understand tarot a little bit too. It's nothing to be afraid of. It's just energy. It just helps you identify energy. And energy is everything. So anyway, keep your eyes open. Remember, if you are the divine feminine, you are to remain in a space of receiving while also continuing to, fill your own cup. Yeah, look at this. This is what we didn't choose, and this was the reading. So for the majority of that to be major arcana, it means that union is coming. It's here. And this is the time in which it's supposed to be here. I've been saying this since last year. We are in need of these unions to come together so that we can continue to raise the vibration of this planet and support the survival of the planet and everything on it. It's much more than just a love story. It is literally helping humanity and the planet survive and rise and thrive. Have a good one.